everyone, and welcome to WASH, That Washington Sound. I am the game master for this session, Emil Rodriguez. I am joined by my fantastic cast, Gabriel Rodriguez, Janelle Rodriguez, Hayden Colvin, Paul Ling, and, oh gosh, what was your name? I'm joking, Jaden Farr. Um, all of us are going to be playing a game of Kids on Bikes, a tabletop RPG where we play as a bunch of teenagers, right? We're all teenagers, correct? Um, so, as teenagers, we're going to go through wacky adventures in the town of Coyote Canyon in Arizona. We'll do a quick, summary, but that's in game, so we're not going to bother too much with that. So our last session was mostly built around the world building, character creation, all that kind of thing. But after a couple weeks of building and all that stuff, we managed to add a little bit more information into the world. So a little backstory on kind of Coyote Canyon. This is stuff that all of you guys can know. You guys can go ahead and unmute your mics now. This is all information that you guys as characters would know, like local history and all that stuff in high school and stuff. You would have learned this. So, Coyote Canyon started as Anderson Village in 1899. The town itself gained steam as it had plenty of valleys where seasonal help could camp out during the summer months. With the shifting location of copper, the town began to build up the amenities. As the Anderson family continued to expand its mining operation over the years, they had less and less time to look after the town. When Arizona was incorporated into the United States in 1912, the Anderson family wanted to retain the name and call the town Anderson. But the townspeople revolted, mainly due to poor working conditions and just the name of the town, well, the Anderson company kind of tarnishing the town's reputation. The workers revolted, and the refusal to work and the eventual infusion of scabs into the mine led to a bloody conflict in 1919. Die-hard workers on the side of the Anderson Mining Company and rebellious workers under the banner of the Coyote Canyoneers, named after Jebediah Coyote, their founder, fought in the valley around Copper Creek. After the battle and much bloodshed, the Coyote Canyoneers won the conflict. The Anderson Mining Company, having formed a truce with the Canyoneers, decided to hand over the town to the people, with the exception that Anderson Mining Company would rename their company as Anderson Mining Works and retain the exclusive rights to mine copper in the entire Copper Valley region. The townspeople wrote it into the charter, and in February of 1920, Anderson Village was renamed Coyote Canyon. Copper Creek was also renamed into Iron Creek to commemorate the lives lost in the Anderson Valley battle. Every April, the town of Coyote Canyon commemorates the battle with a hunting tournament. The winner is named an honorary Coyote Canyoneer. So that's some just quick drawback story to the town, stuff that you guys need to know. So we're about to start the session. Any questions? Or are we good to go?
Let's do it.
All right.
Good.
Let me drop this audio out. And let me double check and make sure that we are good on stuff going on here in... Oh, there we go. Twitch is going well. Cool. Drop this here, put this here. That'll work. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in to Coyote Canyon.
Woo!
Washington Sound. You're listening to WASH, that Washington Sound. I'm still out on vacation, and my office assistant, Jonathan, is doing an incredible job. I'm just sure of it. Right about now, you should all be a little bit into the Ancient Myths radio broadcast about Coyote Canyon. But in case you just tuned in, here's what's happened so far. So, last time on Coyote Canyon. On the steps of Town Hall, in the heart of the commercial district in Coyote Canyon, it was announced that the Turnbello Bay Resort and Casino would be constructed on the mountain opposite of the town. Both of the political parties are at arms against each other, with the Anderson Works Party attempting to transition the town into a city as fast as possible, and the Coyote Pack, who are trying to keep the town prosperous, but attuned with the Old West style they've grown accustomed to, while also abolishing some of the more barbaric hunting rituals the town has adopted. Amidst the arguments, a strange man named Mr. Hook walked onto the stage and introduced himself as the owner of the hotel. He promised nothing but friendship with the town and quickly made his way back to the partially constructed hotel, within view of the entire town. As each of the kids watched on, that's where we left off. Okay, Jonathan, switch the tape to 2A. That's the one with the coffee stain on it because someone spilled it.
Well, howdy there, partners. This is old Seamus McGillicuddy from Seamus McGillicuddy's Taxidermy Hootenanny and Veterinary. I'm delighted to tell you of our special Sick to Mantle special. When you bring your year-old pets down to McGillicuddy's and they ain't doing so well, we'll send them to the great beyond and get them stuffed, free of charge. That's right, immortalize your dear old pal forever with our state-of-the-art Embalmomatic 8000. So drop down to Seamus McGillicuddy's Taxidermy Hootenanny and Veterinary today and take advantage of the special offer.
It's another wonderful day in Coyote Canyon. Most of the town has settled down ever since the kind of like mess that they made at Town Hall. It's been a couple weeks at this point, nearing the end of April. All of you are in your respective homes as you're getting ready for another day of school. Across the way, the construction to the hotel has progressed very quickly. And even from here, you can start to see the changes and ramifications of what's going on. A lot of the people in town are talking about just how much change is going on and how it might be moving a little too quickly. So, as we kind of pan into the town itself, let me give you guys a quick, rough visual of what the town looks like. We're gonna have a better map soon, but this is kind of how it looks like. You can click on the image itself to zoom in a little bit. Oh, you can just click the physical image. It'll give you a popped out version. So there are kind of these three layers. The base layer has a residential area where the majority of the townspeople live. If you go to the second layer, which is on the left there, you have a commercial district where town hall is and where people do the majority of purchasing, all that kind of stuff. And then the top layer, that's where the schools are, that's where the drive-in is, and that's where the mansions are for the rich hoity-toity people. Down the center, there is something called a funicular. It's a type of belt car that moves people up and down the different sections without you having to drive or ride a bike across the entirety, going uphill or anything like that. That's the main mode of transportation for the kids. When you're riding a bike or anything like that, it'll allow you to ascend and descend throughout the town pretty rapidly. So, as we kind of draw in to the town, everyone's kind of getting ready for school, and just another long day. Orion.
Yes.
You wake up. What's your living situation like? You live in a trailer with your family, as you're one of the nomadic hippies.
Yep.
So what's that look like? What's your mornings look like?
Well, me and my parents, we get up early for a special yoga ritual.
Okay.
Right in the beginning, as we rise with the sun. And then from there, they give me a ride to school while they go to the shopping district to park their little herb stand
So you wake up. The smell of popcorn is strong here at the Starlight Drive-In. The other residential hippies with their RVs are currently encircled around you. They're also starting the morning ritual. Your father, Falcon, I believe his name is,
Yes.
he is doing the morning poses. And we go down, we breathe in, and release. How's school going, buddy? As he moves to a different position.
Mighty fine, mighty fine. Getting homework, giving answers.
That's
Make-
good.
Yeah.
Remember, school isn't everything. Remember the spiritual, the ephemeral, and release. All right, go ahead and get ready. We're gonna get the last bit of the popcorn that we can kind of smuggle together, and we'll take you and drop you off. All right?
Horror movie night's always the best.
There's just so much popcorn everywhere.
Yeah.
As he stomps off to do something with the RV. Your mom's inside, having already prepared you a light vegetarian breakfast. What's your room situation look like since you're in an RV?
Well, I think you know, there's a bed for my parents and a bed for me, and that's about it.
Okay. As the other hippies are already starting to close up their RVs and do that single file out of the Starlight Drive-In to wherever they all kind of migrate to, you kind of climb into the RV. Your father closes the door and begins to drive out of the Starlight Drive-In. We pan to Clay. Clay, what's a typical morning look like for you? In oh boy, what's the name of your stand? Owen's Feed Store.
Well, getting up at the crack of dawn first. A lot of the other ranchers in the area come in early so they can get whatever feed they need or whatever tools they need to order or any of those things. So I'm up real early before the sun is up. That's really the big situation in the morning. Just getting the store prepped and ready to open, attending to the first few customers, and then taking a little bit of time to get ready to go to school.
All right. What does your uncle look like? Because right now you're living with your uncle in his feed store in town, so you don't have to like commute back and forth between your ranch.
Yes, sir.
And the town itself. So what's your uncle look like?
My uncle's a stocky sort, short, rather round. He doesn't get up much. He has me and the other hired clerk to do most of the work. He mostly sits in the desk in the back of the store doing who knows what. So he's short, has brown hair like me, usually wearing some sort of flannel plaid something or other.
Okay. What's your room look like?
Well, my room, it's on the second floor of the feed store. So when I go up there, you can see a variety of posters, mostly country singers, poster for the rodeo, some of the ribbons I've won at the county fair and things like that. Bed. I tend to keep it tidy since my work is pretty dirty. I don't like to get my things messy.
Yeah, that's fair. So as you're coming downstairs, you kind of have like a small loft apartment situation going on upstairs. So you've already done breakfast and all that stuff. You come down, you see your uncle already getting ready with the feed store. He has kind of a ledger. He's flipping through. There's a couple of farmers in front of him. You got up at the crack of dawn along with your uncle. So you see him. He's there flipping through his ledger. Oh, Clay. There
Hey,
you
Uncle
are.
Chuck, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Let's see. Do you have a second, or are you heading to school right now?
Well, let's see. I think I can spare a few. Yeah.
All right. We're missing like 3 entire barrels of feed.
3.
3. Did we sell anything in excess just to not record it, or is there something? I have no idea where this speed could have possibly gone.
Well, let's see. Yesterday I did 3 sales in the morning before I left. As far as I know, I accounted for it all.
I ain't accusing you of nothing. You know, I can't for the life of me figure out where these things went. If you see anyone wandering around with 3 barrels of feed, you go ahead and let me know. All right?
I'll shout out for you, Uncle.
He kind of gets up from his stool and starts hobbling over to one of the other ranchers and leads
I help
him
him
to. Yeah, he graciously accepts, although he kind of grumbles underneath his breath, with the need to be like helped or anything like that. But he accepts, and he hobbles over to another rancher to assist them with a couple of feed purchases. As you begin to head out, what's your bike look like?
My bike's a red Schwinn.
Ooh.
Classic Schwinn. Dual brakes.
Very nice. As we begin to speed off in the direction of the high school, the funicular already moving downwards towards the middle section. Let's switch over to Penny. Penny, you live in a completely different district than most other people. While Clay lives in the commercial district where the feed store is, and Orion tends to move around a little bit with his family. You have the luxury of living up top in the mansion district with all the other more wealthy people in the town. Mostly higher ups in the Anderson Mining Works company. So what's a typical morning look like for you?
I usually get up, I take probably an hour to get ready, a couple minutes for breakfast. There's sometimes food and sometimes I just get something along the way. Usually Dad is downstairs reading the morning paper and Mom is in the living room doing a full workout, and I just try to keep our interaction brief and leave.
All right. So as you're heading out across the kitchen, you see your father quickly just eating a piece of bacon in the same hand. He's also holding some toast somehow, and has a newspaper that he's quickly flipping through with the other hand. He's just kind of it's a bit of a jumbled mess as your mom is doing some quick jazzercising in the living room, following some kind of instructional video that's playing upbeat music and someone yelling, "Yeah, you go, girl, move it," that kind of thing. She notices you out of the corner of her eye. "Hi there, Penny. How's it going?"
Fine. I'm not talking to you, remember?
Are you not over that yet?
You took my car. No.
Girl power. It was just for an evening. It wasn't that big a deal.
Wow, Mom, you don't remember anything. I'm grounded.
All right, love you.
Bye.
As you head out from the front door, go ahead and roll brains for me.
Okay.
With a 5, as you're walking out of the front door, you notice that there is a small pile of envelopes just kind of sitting at the front door. There's a little flap at the door where the postman usually drops all of your mail.
Okay.
Within it, there is a manila envelope. Stamped on top of the envelope, you see this.
Okay. So that's on the envelope.
Yes, it's a big manila envelope. It's about this big.
So I'm gonna open it.
All right, so you just take it and you tear off the top. Inside, there is a small pouch and a letter.
Okay.
The letter
Sorry. Go ahead.
looks like this. If you want to go ahead and read that aloud.
It says, "Dear resident, we cordially invite you to the grand opening of Bello
Sure.
Resort and Casino. The festivities will begin tomorrow night at 7 p.m. All resort amenities are available to the residents of Coyote Canyon. This includes the magnificent pool area, Chernobello Bay Buffet, and the casino. To get you started, every household will receive $55 casino chips. You can use them to play on us, or just stop by and... Sorry, I'm having a hard time reading it.
It's okay.
Okay, stop by and redeem them for $250, of course. Playing could earn you more. We will be unveiling other events for residents of all ages to enjoy at the grand opening. We hope to see you there. Mr. Cash A.
So you finish reading it and you slide the small pouch and you pull it out and it kind of jingles. As you open it, you see a bunch of these. It's a bunch of casino chips. They are a light teal with kind of white bordered edges and other slight adornments. On the backside, all of them say $5. You've got about 50 of them.
Nice. Since I'm on my way out, I'm just going to put this in my bag.
Okay. You quickly just slip it into your bag. What does your bike situation look like?
Yes. I'm going to say it's a pretty... I mean, it's still a nice bike because my parents buy nice things, but it's just a bike in Penny's eyes.
Okay.
She's not used to it. I mean, she can ride it, but begrudgingly.
As you begrudgingly board your bike and start like teetering and getting onto the road, we switch over to Kimberly. Kimberly, you're up fairly early. You live down in the lower area with all the other residents of the town. Your father is already away at the gun shop, putting hours, making sure all the people are getting their equipment all set up. So what's your morning kind of look like?
Well, like you said, usually I get up early, I get ready, I get breakfast, chill if I have time, make sure all my homework is gathered up so I can turn it all in if need be. And no, it's pretty basic morning.
Okay, all right. So what's your room look like?
Average teenage room. I have my bed, I have a dresser, I have my desk, I have a nice window that like looks out into the town. Yeah, just kind of, that's about it.
Okay. So as you're kind of getting ready for the morning, we established that you have a father. Did we establish if you have a mom or not?
I had a mother. She passed away about 3 months ago.
Got it. Okay. Just double checking. So, as you're kind of getting breakfast done and over with, you're looking just idly out the window, knowing that you have to like get ready for the day. Roll brains for me.
Okay. Okay. 1 second.
Ooh, 7. With a 7, you're kind of looking out the window, and you see a strange shape through one of your windows. The shape itself looks like a humanoid. It's digging through your garbage can. It
Did you
seems
say
to be.
it's
Yeah,
staying through?
No, it's looking through your garbage can.
Oh.
On the, like outside of the house. You have like a couple sets of garbage cans that get picked up every few days, and something is currently rummaging through those garbage cans. Just you can't really quite make out who it is. It's like they're just in the shadow of a tree. It's an awkward position from the window. You'd have to go outside to see what's going on.
I mean, might as well.
Okay. Go ahead and roll grit for me.
No.
Because this person looks strange. Whew. Very nice. You kind of go up to the front door, you twist the doorknob, and you look out. The thing is wearing like a heavy shirt, and for some reason you can't quite tell why, but it doesn't look right as a person. Then it looks directly at you. Its eyes are in the wrong position around its head, and they are glowing a bright yellow. For an instant, you blink, and it's gone.
Not enough sleep. Obviously not enough sleep.
Your garbage cans are knocked over, however. You kind of like step forward a little bit and hear a crunch under your feet.
Okay.
You look down, and there's a yellow manila envelope with the logo of the Turnbello Bay Resort currently on it.
All right. I mean, might as well open it up.
You open it up, you find the same letter that Penny found. Now, along with the chips.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, might as well take them back inside for now. I need to still gather my backpack before school. So.
Oh, all right. So you turn back, you grab your backpack, and do you put the chips and letter on a table, or do you take them with you?
I might as well take them with me. I mean, kind of got to go, so.
All right. So you kind of throw them into your backpack, and you step outside. What's your bike look like?
It's just it's a nice bike. It's blue. It gets me where I need to go. Just kind of I don't know, sporty, I guess.
Okay.
Like it's more for function than looks.
Got it. So as you hop on and you start to cycle towards the lift, we're going to switch over to Frankie. Frankie, I have a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you live in the mechanic shop, or do you have a house separate from the mechanic shop?
I'm going to say there's like a separate like suite like back behind the mechanic shop that we are all kind of stuffed into. And probably last night I was up working late and like passed out on maybe like a futon in the office that I sleep in.
Okay. So you're sitting in an office, not in the mechanic shop?
Like in like an office connected to the mechanic shop.
Oh, I see. So you're kind of snoring away in your little futon, and an alarm kind of goes off in the office. You look up at the time, and it says 7:30 as you kind of rub your eyes a little bit. Looking around the space, there is no one here yet. which is odd for your profession. What do you like to do?
Very odd. Could I go out into the mechanic shop grader and shout, "Dad, you in yet?"
So you walk out to the mechanic shop, and it is still dark. The garage is open, and there is no one around. There is. Go ahead and roll brains for me.
Okay.
3. With a 3, you notice on the floor, right at the entryway between the garage and outside, there is a note that's maybe slid off of a table and kind of landed on the ground.
Can I check it out?
Yeah, you walk up, and it is a note from your father. What is your father's name?
Frank.
Frank, okay. So on the note itself, it says something along the lines of, tractor broke down at one of the ranches, headed out this morning. Could you close up the shop when you wake up?
I'm gonna groan that he left the garage door open. He had time to write a note, but not enough time to just close the garage door. And I'm gonna close it up.
Okay.
And yeah, I guess start getting ready. It's 7:30, right, on a school day?
Yep. School starts at 8.
Okay, I'm cutting it a little bit close. I'm going to, well, it's not like there's a whole lot to get ready, as I am slovenly. So I'm going to take my overalls, which I had kind of unclipped up at the top, and just clip them back up. Go into the bathroom and wash off my face with just cold water, which
Sure.
isn't really doing anything to get any sort of oil or grease off of my skin. If anything, it's just probably rubbing it in more.
Sure.
And yeah, just splash some cold water and I guess get going.
All right, so Frankie now has a light ring of oil/water around her collar. And then he also has his hair kind of sleeked back, allowing for trying to get the grease out of it.
Mhm.
Kind of gives up and just puts a hat on. He kind of walks out towards the garage itself. What does her bike look like?
It is I'm gonna say it's almost hot rod-esque. It's it may have been a more typical Schwinn to begin with, and then at some point she chopped it up and added, stretched the center of it, or at one point he might have chopped off the handlebars and stretched them out to be kind of Harley ape hanger handlebars or something. And at this point it would be something more akin to like a rotted out motorcycle than a kid's bicycle.
All right, so you kind of tilt your bicycle/motorcycle off of the kickstand. You flick it back. You have your backpack on with all your stuff. You put one leg over it, and you begin to ride towards the funicular that'll take you up to the school area.
How wide is that thing, by the way? Wide enough to can vehicles, motor vehicles, get up and down on it, or specifically pedestrian traffic?
It's mostly pedestrian traffic. It can fit comfortably 40 people.
Okay.
And so kids with bikes.
And it's a car that moves upwards?
Yes.
Okay.
Think of it like a train car that kind of
Gotcha.
goes up and down a specific area. There are 2 cars that kind of revolve every 15 minutes going from station to station.
All right.
So you're able to load your bike onto the funicular and get all the way to the top and then ride across to the school compound. All right. So if I'm right, all of you have at one point or another began to ascend or go across towards the schoolyard. Orion, your family kind of stops their RV, and a few other RVs stop behind you at the school complex. The complex itself is the Jebediah school complex, named after Jebediah Coyote.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of unload, and several other kids are already walking in towards the school. A few of them are waving some papers. Go ahead and roll brains for me. Two. Unfortunately, with a 2, You are not able to see, so I'm going to go ahead and give you an adversity token.
Just got my head in a popcorn bag.
So as you're kind of like sifting through and just gobbling up some popcorn on your way out towards the school, your mom quickly like grabs the back of your neck and kisses you real quick, and she tells you to have a good day as you walk off. What does your friend group kind of look like in the high school?
So, I got two friends, a girl and a guy named Lyra and Ursa.
Okay, Lyra and Ursa.
Yeah.
Let me write this down. So Lyra, like the instrument?
Lyra.
Oh, Lyra.
Yeah.
Lyra and Ursa. All right, so I'm guessing, are they guys or the girls? I can't really tell.
Lyra's a girl and Ursa's a guy.
Okay, got it. Ursa's a guy. So, I'm assuming these are also like with kind of the hippie crowd.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they're kind of walking out of their RVs, waving goodbye to their parents, and they walk over to you. One of them sticks a flower behind your ear. Let's say that it was Ursa. Kind of sticks a flower behind your ear. Hey, Ryan. How's it going, man?
What's up, Ursa? Always good, my man.
That's good. Hey, Ryan. Lyra is already starting to walk towards the school itself. You guys coming or what?
We're coming. Let's kick
Cool.
it.
Orion, go ahead and roll. Yeah, it's another brains roll. Go ahead and roll.
Woo. Oh.
Ooh, with an 8. You, the school itself is on the cliffside. You can see like the entire valley expand in both directions from here. And across the way, you can see the construction of the hotel. The hotel itself is, it's been fairly dark for the last few weeks. And then as you look in its direction, while the morning glow is still coming from across the mountains, you see the entire thing light up with bright neon, like teal and pink lights across the entire space. And you see they're somehow projecting massive lights on the mountainside behind it to also echo those same bright pinks and teals. It is an impressive display if it weren't incredibly distracting. Even from out here, you can hear the hum of the neon.
And it's just staying this time. It's not flashing away.
Yes, the hotel has been under construction for several weeks now.
Okay.
So it is, even though it's only, you assume that the construction would take like maybe a year for the size of the complex, but the thing has been rapidly being built, and apparently the opening day is just around the corner. So you kind of see these lights just explode all around it, and they maintain this gaudy pink and teal color.
Can you believe that? All that power
man.
they're taking from Mother Earth.
Not just that, but can you imagine how bright that's going to be at night, man?
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Well, hey, just know that nothing can compare to the bonfire.
Nothing can compare to the bonfire.
Yeah.
You guys get a slap 5, and you start like walking back to the school complex. Penny, you managed to bike all the way to the school grounds. This being I think the 3rd day that you've been riding a bike without, not having a car anymore, being forced to ride a bike. You're still not used to how sweaty you are when you get to school, and you just feel really gross. You park your bike with the other bikes in the rack, and your friends, who are usually in the parking lot, kind of look in your direction. A couple of them chuckling. What's your friend group look like?
Um, it's got some other girls I hang out with, and a couple. Like, there's a group of jocks that we kind of hang out with sometimes, and then we ignore them other times. Just depends on how they're acting.
All right. So you kind of like approach your friend group. You can feel the sweatiness, and you can tell that they can see how sweaty you are. It is uncomfortable for you, as two of your girlfriends are just kind of like chuckling to themselves. Who are these friends? Like specific
There's
names.
there's Jennifer and Sarah, and then there's Jessica, but she's not there yet.
Okay. So, Jennifer looks in your direction. Penny, oh, this is bad, girl. Like,
That
oof.
bathroom emergency now.
Sarah, yes, I'll help her. And she kind of like walks over to you and like gingerly like puts a finger like her fingers on your hand and like leads you towards the bathroom. As Jennifer kind of follows into in a bit of a distance, one of the jocks is like, "Hey, Penny, cool new look." As you're walking away, Sarah's like, "Just ignore him. Just ignore him. We'll get to the bathroom."
He's pig sweat every day. What's the big deal?
Well, he's not like us, you know. We're presentable, not pigs.
That's
As you enter the bathroom, there's several other girls like getting ready and stuff for the school day. You have maybe 15 minutes. Go ahead and roll. Let's see. Let's do a charm roll to see how quickly you can get back into form. Ooh. With an 8, yeah, it's no problem. You brought an extra blouse. You have like you didn't bother putting on makeup because you knew you'd have to redo it after like riding to school. You just quickly get into like fighting shape, and you and your friends are already on your way out to class.
nice.
As I'm gonna say, Clay, you enter the school grounds. What's your friend group look like?
I've got one friend. His name is Duke.
Duke. All right. What's Duke's deal?
Duke's a lot like me. He has he has a ranch he lives on with his family, and yeah, we've gone off and shown calves at the county fair, and we're part of the 4-H club together and that sort of thing.
All right. So Duke's just kind of like leaning up against one of the walls. He has a
Right.
book.
Me, but taller.
Yeah, he's leaned up against one of the school walls. He has a textbook for math kind of open, and he has like placed it on his elbow like crook, and he has his homework sheet there, and he's just kind of scribbling in answers and trying to do last night's homework as you walk up to him.
Hey, Duke. Right on time with the homework as always, I see.
You know, Clay, I've been trying to get a handle on all this math, but man, it's taking a toll. I mean, how much more math are we gonna need than just 18 bales of hay and just general counting? I can count to 100.
Well, yeah, you could count, but you also need to know what an acre is and
I know what an acre is. Come on, man.
speed measurements and that sort of thing. I mean, it's important. Math counts.
All right, you tell me, what's the square root of 37?
What?
What's the square root of 37? I gotta add it to this division problem, so after I do the division, I can figure out what x means.
It's 6 point something.
Go ahead and roll brains. 6 point something, which means that x is the probability of y, so x equals pi?
That sounds right.
All right.
Look,
As
dude,
he kind of starts finishing up.
I think Mrs. Warren will give you a pass.
Well, I sure hope so, man. If I fail her class, I'm taking this course over again next year. And this is the assignment that's going to tell me if I pass or fail.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm not too happy about it either. As you're kind of like getting ready for this kind of stuff, and Clay, go ahead and roll grit for me.
Grit?
Yep. 13. With 13, you kind of like are laughing at poor Duke's expense, and you kind of look up as you do, and on the roof of the school, you see a shadow, an outline of a person. They're looking right at you, and the shadow itself is a strange silhouette that you can't quite place like what it is or who it is, but its eyes are kind of mismatched around its head, and they're glowing a bright gold through the shadow.
Hey, Duke?
Yeah, hold on. So the
Dude.
square perimeter of...
Put the book down for a second. Just take a look at the roof here.
He just drops the book on the ground. His homework just kind of flutters down. What? You look back up, and there's nothing up there. Wait, I put my book down for what?
Could have sworn there was some sort of shadowy figure on the roof.
Really, man? Come on. He picks up his book and dusts off his homework a little bit. You're starting to go a little crazy on me.
Oh, maybe I am.
I can't have that
Well-
if I'm going to pass this class.
Well,
So,
I must be losing my mind. I mean, this morning, Uncle Chuck said there were three barrels of feed missing from the store, and as far as I know, I didn't. I accounted for them, right? And then now I'm seeing shadowy figures on the roof of the school. Maybe I am losing it.
3 barrels of feed? Are you sure you're not failing class either?
Come to think of it, I don't even know.
Well, that ain't good. Come on, let's get inside.
Let's go.
As he starts shepherding you towards the school, let's see, Kimberly. You've ridden up to the school, gotten through the funicular, and made it to the school grounds itself. You kind of park your bike. What does your friend group kind of look like?
Well, I mean, I'm always happy to see Frankie. But outside of Frankie and Penny every once in a while, probably not as often though. Other than them, I have Lucas and Jackson. They're on the sports team. And then Casey, she's just kind of another popular, cool girl.
So, Lucas.
Just the sports team.
Just the sports team, that's it.
Specific sport.
Lucas, Jackson, who else?
Casey.
Casey and...
Lucas, Jackson, Casey. Just those 3.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I mean, people like me, so I get along with people, and like they say hi, but this is my core group.
Sure. So as you're kind of like walking to the school, already you're getting a lot of friendly like, hey, how's it going? And all that kind of stuff. It's all fairly superficial though. No one stops for a full conversation. You see Clay and Duke just kind of talking off to the side. You catch some kind of math going on, but you just ignore it and keep walking. You do see Lucas and Casey just off to like kind of the ridge area that faces down, and you can see the rest of the town, and they are looking out towards the hotel that is now fully lit. Man, that's so rad, isn't it? Lucas says to Casey as he kind of turns in this direction. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it. I like the lights from the drive-in were enough, and we got all those dumb bonfires going on down the valley, and that's when you kind of like approach them. Man, I just don't know. What do you
Casey's
think?
a girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would sorry.
Sorry.
So Lucas has said most of this. As you approach, Casey turns in your direction. what do you think about this? And she points over to the hotel.
All right. Part of me thinks it could be okay, but the fact that it's going to get in the way of the hunting, then absolutely not.
And you were hunting.
It's cool. It's really fun. You get to be outside. You get to test your skills. And if you win, you get title. It's awesome.
I mean, she is right. The hunting is fantastic out here.
Yeah.
Have you ever caught 3 quail and shot them with a single bullet? It's
spectacular.
Something.
And
you feel an arm wrap around your shoulder as Jackson just bumps in. Well, I don't know. I personally prefer bowling, but I guess shooting a gun's just as cool. How are you guys doing?
How's it going, Jackson?
Up a little bit. Not bad, not bad. I just kind of got here. There's a lot of people in the funicular today.
Yeah?
Man, that hotel, it's so bright.
Yeah.
Can't wait to go see it. It's going to be awesome.
I don't know. I don't think I can be affiliated with it. It just shows that I'm supporting something that I don't actually support.
Well, why don't you just give it a shot? Casey says, leaning up against the railing between that stops you from falling off the cliff. Just give it a shot and see what you think. I mean, it's just a hotel.
Yeah, but that my dad owns the gun shop, and if I'm supporting it, I don't know, with the hunt and everything, the hunt is cool enough, but that's also, we have the gun shop. That's where people get their equipment for the hunt. If this thing gets in the way, we are going to lose our business. And I just really don't know that I can actually, I don't know. And I don't want my dad to be disappointed in me. I'm scared that.
Are you and your family that into the Coyote Pack?
No, I'm just saying.
So your family follows AWC? AWP, sorry. Yeah, Anderson Works Party.
Wait, I don't know that we're really on any side. We're just, we've got the business and we like it here. We like how things are. All
right. As you hear a bell ring off in the background, that's kind of a warning, probably. All right, let's go. We got a whole day.
Yeah.
As you guys start, all of you start walking in towards the school. Frankie, you make it to the school grounds just as you hear a ring echoing off in the distance. What's your friend group look like?
My friend group is actually hanging out by the bike rack right now, which
Okay.
I am trying to get over to, although I am being ginger not to scratch up the paint on my bike as I am buckling it up to the bike rack. They're also standing by their bikes. I'm going to say maybe my friend group are people that are also these hot rod wannabe bicycle enthusiasts. And Josh and Lily.
Okay.
And both of their bikes, which I have personally done most of the work on myself in the shop after hours. But they were kind of hanging out by the bike rack, and I'm quickly talking to them as I buckle it up and then get going to school.
All right, so you approach, you kind of slowly wedge it between the two bike spaces, making sure not to scratch anything. You start putting the chain around it.
Mhm.
Hey, Frankie, how's it going? As Lily is also kind of buckling her bike in.
Late night again. Didn't expect to be late again.
All right. Well, I mean, you have been working extra hard lately. I mean, do you ever take a break?
To sleep.
That's it?
You gotta do what you gotta do. There'll be time later on to rest.
I guess. I mean, you work too hard. That's all I'm saying. Leave her alone, Lily. I mean, you do what you gotta do, right? How's your mom?
She's doing okay. She's back at home for now. She's been back for a few days now. Hopefully she'll be staying there and not going back to the hospital. It's always tough when Dad has to make the trip over there, and he usually spends the nights over there. So it's good when she's back home.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you need anything, we're around, all right?
I appreciate that, guys.
They kind of both nod. It's like the bell already rang, so we should probably get in there.
Let's go.
And so you guys are kind of like moving as quickly as you can into the school. As you're all kind of going your separate ways into the school itself, making your way through and trying to get to specific like classrooms, all that stuff. You guys hear the morning announcements. The PA goes boom, boom, boom. Hello, everyone. Am I on? Is this working? Hello? They don't talk back to you, sir. Oh, right. This is Principal Hennessy Beauregard Pitt talking to you this morning. In the afternoon after lunch, we will be having a mandatory school-wide meeting in the gymnasium. Everyone is to attend. There are to be no stragglers. We have an important announcement for everyone. In other school news, we have a new lunch schedule that is planned to be put into progress later next week. If we can all direct your attention to the front, we will now say the Pledge of Allegiance. Mitt Montague is here in the front office to say the Pledge of Allegiance. As you guys hear the dulcet tones of Mitt Montague saying the morning the Pledge of Allegiance to all of you, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break.